Hello, hello. Good, I guess good afternoon. It's 1 o'clock. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Whenever you're watching this video, I just want to say that today is December 27. Yesterday was 26. Yep, 27. We have 4 days. Yeah, 4 days to kick off this year and head over to 2026. I am trying to get things done as soon as I can before I head over next year, and I'm trying to remember anything that I've forgotten, make sure that everything is perfectly aligned. But something I want to say that I am really, really proud of every single day is the fact that I can come on this camera and just with nothing, no lighting, nothing, just on my window and make this video. Today I'm going to be checking. I need to register for my classes next year, and I'm going to take I'm going to take 4 classes next year, this spring. When I say next year, it's like really like coming month. On January 15, the class is opening back up. So I'm gonna see university. I don't know if I'm already registered, if I still need to register. But either way, I need to register before next year, because registration is gonna close anytime soon, which I need to do it as soon as possible, and eventually, I guess, start. I don't remember my login. What's my login? I think that's my login. Yeah, it's been it's used to forget anything about the school stuff. Okay, it says I need to give my address and like my contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My contact information every year. Also, I need to change my address. I don't know. I don't know what to do in the new year. What should I do in the new year? Should I just go downtown this year and see fireworks? Should I travel to North Carolina? Or I have 3 days of me doing nothing next year, and I want to utilize those 3 days, and I'm not too sure of what I can actually do with those 3 days. But let me see if I can update the address. I am not sure, but first let me get this done. But as I'm doing this, I want to share something that I think this is very important. In anything you do, if you are younger, okay, if you are young, like, I don't know, like 25, 19 years old, 16 years old. I'm 28, by the way. I'm gonna be 29 next year, so I'm gonna be 29 anytime soon. When you are younger, just do the things that you do, everything you wanna do. Okay, like for me, right now, even though in a couple years I'm turning 30, I am doing anything I wanted. Okay, I have done computer science. I've done like physics, like all the math stuff. I've done I've traveled to all over the United States. You don't have to go in any other country. Like you don't have to travel outside the country. You can just stay in the United States and travel anywhere in the country. Okay, this country has anything you need. You don't necessarily have to go anywhere outside this country. You can only travel outside the US only for your own choice. Okay, you choose to do that, but you don't have to go. Um, uh, like you don't have to go in another place or another country. But anything, just do what you want to do at a very young age, because as you get older, you really need to find something that you're really good at, something that you are an expert into it. And that was like my dream, right? When you're good at something, you can easily build a business out of it. You can build a career out of it. You can build be an expert out of it. Like, I'm not giving like an advice like a 50-year-old guy. I'm not like 60. I'm not 50. I'm not 90. So I'm nobody to give anybody advice. But this is something that I've seen even people who are older struggle with, right? And for me, I was able to find that out when I was very younger. So when technology booms, when technology comes up like this, we can pivot your own expertise to match that level. Okay, it's called adaptations. Okay, so why am I typing my address wrong? Okay, what am I doing? There we go. So the reason why I'm saying this is because today I was looking for a job on Amazon website. So Amazon has many jobs. They are laying off actually 30,000 workers next year. But every time they lay off, they hire new people. They lay off, they hire new people. That's how things works. Normally they hire people who are matching with their in-demand careers. So anyways, as I was, yep, that works. As I was, I need to update my address because I just moved. So I need to get, my school is asking me to change the address because, yeah, which makes sense because I just moved here. So I don't even Capitol Heights anymore. So this is, Northeast. So what can I say? So if you are yeah, so and I saw this title called Economist. So it's an economist title, and so the Catholic University is saying that you need to have an address that is local. So they're actually demanding to have, it says local address information must be DC, Maryland, or Virginia. So I think this is for charging purposes. I don't know if they charge more for the local, less for people. They charge more for the people outside the area. I'm not too sure. I don't think, I mean, it's a private university, so I don't know if it works the same way as public. I know public universities will charge you more money if you you are outside out of state and if any state, they charge you less. In specifically in the DMV area, DC, District of Columbia, Maryland, State of Maryland, and State of Virginia, they sort of work together to change things around. But anyways, anyway, so what I was saying is that 704 okay, my phone number, okay, perfect. Anyway, so I need to update my so I was looking for a job on Amazon. I saw something I saw a job that was The Economists, right? And then I selected the economy. I wanted to apply for this job, which was a good paying job, but they require PhD, right? So, but then I was thinking like, I've been on this website. Anyway, let's register. So as I was reading, let me see my academic record. Yeah, there's nothing on here. So I saw this title called The Economists, and then I've mentioned in my YouTube channel how this website called I'm doing some tea. I have some tea over here. This website called US Labor Exchange, and they post a lot of jobs. So I was like, let me check it out, because it takes time to transition, right? And it takes time to. I never thought that economist is actually a title. Like, as I've been doing economics, I've been analyzing this international conflict, international, tariffs, economics, immigrations. That's what economists do. Like, they look at the data and they analyze things. I've been analyzing ECDC countries, EOCD countries, right? So I realized that I can actually do, economics. Okay. I need to just for classes. But anyways, I started looking up for jobs that have title economics title on this website, and I was surprised by how many jobs out there that actually hires economists. I was actually surprised, and the things they are asking for are the things that I actually have and have done, and the tools they're asking for are the tools that I've used. ARA, Stata, MATLAB, Python, SQL. So when you're switching a career, and that's why I'm making this video. When you're switching a career, just keep that in mind that when you switch your degree, like I used to major in the computer science, right? So my mindset has always been in tech, and living in Silicon Valley and hanging out with people with technology, all these programmers, right? It takes me time to transition to the mindset of, can I actually be an economist? Like, is that something real? Is it a title, right? Like, there are people who are physicists, mathematicians, biologists. For me, it's now clicking in, like it's coming up slowly, right? But it didn't click in because when I switched from computer science in my community college in San Jose, California, to full-time business economics at the University of California, Riverside, I had to adapt, right? Before, all I did was just build a code in the in the Python, then debug. Okay, then I have to take like math classes, which I didn't care about it because I knew I'm not gonna need it anyway. But then I switched to economics. Now I'm studying macro. I'm studying consumer behavior. I couldn't imagine studying something. How does someone drinks a coffee and pays $1, but if you give them too many coffees, they won't pay $1. The coffee loses value. But if you give them too much money, there's not enough coffee. They spend more money to buy less coffee, so the money loses value. That never clicks in my mind, so it took time. Like these videos, if I didn't make this video, right, I would only be telling these things to people in real life. And everybody that I've met, even people who do economics too, they still don't understand these things. And now that I'm putting this video out there, people who don't know how it feels. Okay, if you grew up and you want to be an economist, that's great, good for you. But some of us have other career aspirations. I wanted to be a doctor. Okay, that was my main goal. My parents want me to be a doctor. That was their main goal. Okay, but I come from a family that barely goes to hospital. We are not people who are, and I'm not saying that if you are sick you should go to hospital, but you should only be a doctor if it's something that you truly think it runs in your family, right? And my background in our culture, people barely go to hospital, but use local medicine to treat themselves. Never been to hospital, never, ever, ever. Okay, like I've been to hospital only once, and I brag about this all the time. Okay, by the way, when I'm sitting here, I'm watching the streets. I'm not showing the camera, but there's a stop sign, and if I have to count how many people are not stopping at that stop sign, I will count like 100 cars passing, and they're not stopping at all. They just driving. So that's what I'm looking right now. It's kind of funny. I should put a camera on my window so I can spot every person that passes by. No stop some sign. But anyways, so I thought about it, like if I don't go to hospital, if I've never been to hospital, and I got to hospital once in a while, when I have like a small pain, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die tomorrow, and I go to hospital, and the doctor's like, no, you're fine, you just eat some eggs. In America, if you go to hospital in America, they give you food, they put you into a room, give you food, check your heart rate and everything, they're like, you're fine, you go home. Because there are people in the hospital who are sicker than you. No. But when you are not used to getting sick, and then you get sick, you freak out, right? In Africa, when you feel shiver, like usually things that will make you sick, things that will make me sick in Africa will be drinking dirty water, right? That was the main key. So we try to avoid drinking water from the roof, right? Because they contain disease called malaria disease. Yeah. So that be one thing. But usually I never got sick from mosquito bite. Never happened to me as much. So when that happens, your parents, your grandparents, your parents or your family, they will just go to a nearby, get some medicine, like mix it, and then put some, or boil it, or make it warm and make you drink it, and next day you're good to go. Okay. If you live in a city, you go to a nearby hospital, nearby pharmacy, you give them 500 shillings, they give you a medicine, Panadol, whatever that is, and you go home and you're good. India is pretty good at supplying medicine to Africa. I believe Filipinos are good at that as well. And another country is China. So those three countries are really good at having good medicine. US is not the best. US is like the worst when it comes to giving medicine to Africa. The worst ever. So anyways, I want to be a doctor. Now, the goal to be a doctor is not something I wanted. I didn't want it. My parents wanted me to be a doctor because they think doctors are just sexy, just cool. They have white shirts on and they give them respect. It makes them know. If they say, "Oh, our son is a doctor," like it makes them sounds cool, like such a cool thing. But they don't know that it takes years to be a doctor, and there's so much depression. And working in hospital, you're working with patients, you're working with sick people, and they don't know that I can be a doctor treating an eye or heart rate, but I may not be a doctor. I may not be a doctor treating malaria. I may not be a doctor treating nails or skin, right? Every doctor has a specialty, so the person don't know that. They think that if I'm a doctor, my mom will walk up to me and be like, "Hey James, I have a headache." So that's the thing. Another thing that Africans have as an assumption is that when you're a doctor, they will automatically get free treatment. It's not the case, okay? In Africa, if you're a doctor, yeah, you can work in hospital, then you can give a special treatment to your family. So your family will come in hospital, they don't have to wait in line. They come straight to your house. Okay, my son is a doctor, let me go in there. So they let you go, right? In America, that's not how it works. In America, you have to follow the rules. So, and then I found that if a doctor in America, if I became a doctor in America, for example, the other things I will be blind about, okay? I will never understand inequality, I will never understand social issues, I will never understand why people come here and stay poor, some come here and become richer. I will never understand how the government makes decisions. I will never understand what can happen to me if the government elects a new leader someday and that the leader says, "We don't want migrants no more. We don't want James to be here because he's a migrant, even though he's a citizen, we don't want him here." I will never understand that. I will never understand if I have to go back to another country like Africa or some other country, right? What can I contribute? What do they know, right? But being an economist, I can go to China. In fact, I've been asked to go to China, just to do Chinese economy. Like really, like I've been asked by Chinese, like, "Can you come to our country and just we pay for you everything, do PhD in economics in China?" I'm not saying I will go there, but things can happen at any moment. This country, there are people in the United States who think they like US, but they don't. They just want to ruin the US. At some point, people will become president, like just like Trump, and ruin the country, and we may find ourselves in a boiling water. If you have a degree in economics, you can do anything, anywhere. Russia, North Korea, anywhere can work. Okay, it's easy. Same tools, same principle, same thing. Okay, North Korea will never let you be a doctor in their country if you've been a doctor in the United States, but they will let you be an economist as long as you can use R, Python, Google, computer like this, because they use the same tools, right? R is not a political tool, it's just a tool that people can use. So You can use these tools anywhere. You can use econometric methods anywhere, right? Economics talks about money and consumerism and production and output. Those things are the same everywhere, similar everywhere. Whether it's in a war, conflicts, peaceful country, anywhere, same thing, right? So I started. So right now, I just went to the website and I looked up economics, and there were so many jobs that talk about economics, and all of them, almost all of them, I qualify for them. And they ask for bachelor's degree, master's degree minimum, no PhD, and like years of experience. So I've been struggling for many years looking for data analytics, data scientists, right? Looking for something like, architecture, like, oh, I want to get a job in architecture. I didn't know there's actually titles called economist. You can work as an economist in any job. Oh, I've thought about this, right? Now, from now on, I'm gonna say I'm an economist. Oh, no, yeah. I need to do more. I need to do more work. In fact, I need to register for classes right now. But the key is, when you're almost 30, actually like 25, 30 years old, pick a career that you are good at it and stick with that. Okay, if you're going to be a photographer, I'm just saying, pick photography. If you're going to be an artist, pick artist. If you're going to be, there's some things that there is a hobby, there's a career. I have a hobby, okay? The hobby is not make videos. The hobby is that I like math and I like physics, okay? I'm not good at math, I'm not good at physics, but I like math, I like physics. Sports, well, soccer, maybe I'm Manu fan, but I like NASCAR, I like racing cars, like those are my favorite thing. Can I do it? Yes, if I have money, right, to buy a racing car. Yeah, if I give me a gift, give me a racing car. If you know you are a racer, call me. I want to come and make a video about it. I love it. I'll enjoy racing. I think it's fun. So physics is my favorite because I like the physical world, but also I like math because math is something that is not real, but symbolizes our universe, our world. So when you combine physics and math, things becomes better. So that's my hobbies, but they are not my career. I cannot imagine myself being a mathematician or a physicist or working as an astronaut. Like that's stupid job I would ever have. But when you have a career, you can pivot anything you want. Okay, if you're an economist, you can use AI to do economic work. You can be a programmer pivoting towards economics. You can be an economist building houses, an economist running a business, right? So that's an example. So always pick a career that you're gonna stay with, and remember, you have a time if you're younger. Now, if you're older, if you're over 10 years old, that can be challenging to pick a career, especially if you have. Also, I've never seen an economist saying, I got laid off, I'm looking for a job as an economist. Like, I don't know, like, what did they do? I don't know. But the point I'm trying to make here is that you will be happier and much happier if you pick specific career that you're good at it. You can do everything else. You can be a financial analyst, you can be a programmer, you can even be a doctor, right? But picking a specific specialty is a key at a very young age, before you turn 30. But before you turn 30, you always make sure you do everything else you want to do. Okay, like I've been to Los Angeles, I'm involved in modeling, being a model, right? That was good. I've been photographic businesses. I've done YouTube videos like this, right? I've wrote articles, right? Is it fun? I don't know. Actually, I need to publish an article this year, okay? For the year end. So I need to write like a detailed article that talks about my all year, like concurrently. So I need to do that. But the key I'm trying to say here is that you will be amazed by how people will want you when you have a specialty, okay? People will want you to be there. People will want you to do something about it. People will want you to, and when you have a career, something you're good at it, you can pivot. You can really like just advance in that career, and in the next, and before this video ends, in the next coming few years or so, with the AI coming up, the companies no longer need a specific skills. They will never say, "Oh, I want you to be a programmer and you have to do write codes." Okay, these are tools. Okay, so economists make decisions. So do journalists. So do communication managers. So do photographers. Photographers have to make pictures. They have to make sure there's a frame that they make decisions. Decision makers are becoming a high demand, and people use tools to do things that are very same constantly, right? Like programming every single day using the same tools. Those jobs are going to become obsolete. Same thing with things like driving, for instance, right? If you're going to be sitting in a car and drive every single day, at some point your company may want to shift to automations, use self-driving cars, right? And they might not need drivers anymore, right? And start hiring self-driving truck traders, right? So decision makers are key, and one of the things that the universities have been doing, especially for what they call high demand majors. So I think this is like computer science, for instance, that's an example. They've been trying to screen as much as they take money, a lot of money from people. Even coding boot camps, taking money from people, and then promise them high-paying jobs, promise them $100,000 jobs. Like companies are paying so much money, talking about $1,200 a month, a week, like a lot of money to hire someone to be a programmer, just write codes. And when you do programming, I did computer science before. When you do programming, when you're a programmer, all you do is debug. Okay, that's all they do. Just spend time debugging, right? But there are people who are specialty, and these people change the field. These people are known as academia. Okay, who have thought about this? The academia people, the PhD people. They went to do PhD in computer science, computer engineering, neuroengineering, neuroscience, brain, and computers. They spent time studying, and they came up with PhD. They came up with with AI. Now you no longer have to be a computer science major to write code. Just use the AI. The AI will know what you're thinking, what you know, what to do. Then you can write a code. Debugging. You can write a code and you can debugging. Like, hey, hello world, tell me, expand this code into something else. Then the AI will just do it for you, right? So now the economists, the CEOs, the financial analysts will no longer have to need a programmer as a specialty. They can just now, you can now, in the coming few years, you will be an economist, but at the same time writing code to run software. You will be a doctor at the same time programming your own computer to be what you want it to be. And this is so good. Like, this comes at the right time, because one of the main challenges in the world is the fact is to need the tools. The tools don't work. Okay, you are trying to publish a report, an economic report on acquisitions, right? And you are a financial analyst. You spend time studying finance. You spend time studying econometrics. Then spend time doing all this work, decision making, writing, and then the company hires a programmer who's getting paid $200,000, and this person doesn't know what they're doing. They're debugging, searching on the internet, right? Because technology is dynamic and everybody's different, and you're trying to submit the report, the computer shuts down and you don't know what to do, right? But with the AI and the constantly, having data centers to run this AI. It can be the individual decision makers can now do their work for themselves. They will no longer need we need programmers, right? There will be programmers somewhere, but for the most part, individuals will be able to fix things for themselves, like especially young people. Okay, when I say young people, I'm not excluding myself. They'll be able to fix things for themselves. They will no longer have to use something else. Also, companies can now use their own AI. They can just host their own AI in their own server, and then AI will answer any questions they have. Okay, they just have to ask, hey, how do I? Just like doctors would ask, how do I fix a bulb? How do I fix, smoke detector? Right? So people will be doing things for themselves. Okay, the other things that are coming up, right? Things like plumbing, things like that are physical, hands physical, right? These jobs will also be someday not automated, but somehow taken over. Like you don't have to. I can't tell you how many things I have been able to fix by myself without having to call a technician. Okay, because I have to go to YouTube and look it up for the video. YouTube was really hard. There was a popularity of how to do this, how to do this, how to do this. This was like tutorials. Now we have AI. You just ask AI. Like I fixed my camera. I didn't have to call the GoPro to help me out. So someone who worked at the GoPro, who was probably a technician, that person probably has no job anymore because that person could be helping me out fix my GoPro. Now all I have to do is ask AI, how do I fix my GoPro? How do I, fix my camera if it's not working, right? So the AI is doing a great job, and this is because of the academic people, okay, people who did academic, people who actually spend time researching. Okay, so always, if you're under 30 years old, do what you want to do, but from 25 years old all the way to 30 years old, pick a career, pick something that you're going to be using to pivot, to change anything you want. Okay, so that's what I'm saying today. That's what I have today. For now, I've been talking a lot, and I need to register for my classes. Yeah, I need to register for classes. Register for classes. Also, I made videos a couple weeks ago, and those videos became virals, so they may not get uploaded on YouTube. You never see them, but there are gonna be more videos coming up, so don't worry about that. But other than that, thanks for watching. And today's Saturday. It feels good outside. Actually, it does feel good outside. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I haven't been outside, so I don't know. Don't take my word for it. But it looks okay. You can see my face is bright. Right? It looks kind of looks fine. Other than that, I will see you maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow on Sunday. Take care. Enjoy your Christmas, and I will see you in 2026. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Adios. Tuesday.